talk about what's been going on energetically recently. So, we've been getting floods of solar flares, which we often do. However, these ones have been building up the energy. The space weather is affecting the energy on Earth very dramatically. How do I explain this? Because it's like a feeling. Basically, it's a time to integrate. It's a time to integrate whatever you've learned since the last integration, which I'll get into up until now. So, integration, why is this about integration? Well, think about it. The Earth is integrating the solar energy, right? It's dissipating it and it's equally balancing the energy throughout the Earth so that we don't really see a big effect from a burst of solar flare. We do, but it's very subtle. That's the power of Earth. So it's very subtle. We will experience technological problems. Physically, we'll feel fatigued, overwhelmed, a little bit of brain fog, stuff like that. But it can go unnoticed. You could chalk that up to just an annoying day, But some people are very in tune with that energy, and that annoying day is more deteriorating than that. Because our molecules and our cells are also integrating this incoming energy. And it is done on a subtle scale. However, some of us who are more sensitive to subtle energy, it will not feel so subtle. So there's this thing called the Schumann resonance, and it tracks all the incoming and current moving energy on Earth. So that is taking into account the collective consciousness, it's taking into account plants, animals, storms in our ionosphere, weather on Earth weather, as well as space weather, as well as the aurora borealis, as well as solar flares. Like, the illusion is disconnection. It's all connected. So when you looked at the graph yesterday and the day before prior, these lines, it's hard to explain. I'm going to teach a course on this, so stay tuned for that, because I cannot wrap this up all here. It's going to be too confusing. But the graph was basically showing very similar aspects of, that had happened in the summer of 2023, where we experienced such divine integration of energy that I felt as if we could see the future, because the way that day felt energetically was filled with such hope and optimism and perseverance and success, and it's just all felt possible on that day. So when I sat and I meditated and I put certain people as well as myself into this meditation, it really showed me each and every one of those people's timelines, including myself, and how to be able to, what we're feeling that day, that feeling in our chest, that hope, that joy, that success, what it was going to look like for us to each all get to that place, to that level. And it even showed me details like, yeah, this person has to do A, B, C, and D, and then that's going to make that business thrive, or this, and that. And it really just laid it all out. It seemed, what it does is it makes it almost seem easy. Why is it not easy? It's because of society. It's because of how we were taught and how we were told everything is a struggle, everything is sacrifice and just challenge. Yes, we have challenges. Life is riddled with challenges. However, it doesn't mean it needs to be suffering and sacrifice and loss and negative low vibrational frequencies. But when you reach into high vibrational frequency, you are untouchable, because you are able to tap into that feeling of hope and success and the unbridled willingness to reach said success without the restraints of self-doubt or doubt based off of our economy or doubt, and it's just gone. So, right, so if we maintain high vibrational frequencies to be able to tether those energies down into our reality, we really can manifest those hopes, wishes, desires, and dreams. So that happened in June or July of 2023. And just again the last couple days. The graph didn't look exactly the same. The one in 2023 was very obviously an integration. You could see it. This one, it was more hidden in the background of the integration. So in my opinion, it's going to be a little bit more of a us thing, like a this plane. The other one was more like divine intervention. This one's more like divine already intervened. What are you gonna do now? How are you gonna keep integrating the messages and the signs and the lessons that you're being brought into on purpose for your reaching your highest potential? So this one's a lot on us. Like, we're not receiving, yes, we're always supported and guided from the divine. However, it was almost like we're holding hands, but it's your turn to try and throw the basketball into the hoop. It's your turn to try and like fumble around and kind of like fuck around and find out kind of thing with the information that you have, as well as the information you're gaining the last couple days from this energy. We also just hit on that new moon, which is yesterday, right? So we had a new moon in Pisces. Great moon, a great season for dreaming and spiritual energy and creativity and inner waters flowing and things of that nature, getting in touch with your intuition. So this new moon, it's almost like it was asking us, what are you feeling with this new energy that's happening? What is being brought up for you? What is this new energy making you think about? And based on what you're thinking about that was triggered by this energy, what intentions do you need to set for this upcoming month? For me, it's a lot of peace, like stillness, peace, watching what's going on in here, because this decides everything. So for me personally, it's a lot of calm, patience, transmutation of energy, just a lot of like fine-tuning work. Whereas maybe like 7 years ago in the beginning of my healing journey, it would be more dramatic. It would be a little bit more like, what are you learning from this lesson? What are you learning from this mistake you just made? Or what are you learning from the mistakes you just made currently in your past? And how are you going to transmute and learn from those mistakes? But personally, I've been doing a lot of that energy work with my past, that's not what's being brought up for me with these new incoming integrational energy work. It's more, how can we maintain what we're striving towards? How can we better pave the road for the blessings to land upon, and then furthermore balance and have the self-discipline to maintain those blessings, to then be able to widen that road and accept more blessings. But we cannot receive what we cannot balance. It just doesn't work that way. The universe is not going to send you something. If you got a full plate, it's not going to just keep tanking on top and letting everything overflow. We do that to ourselves, and that's why we feel overwhelmed. Lighten the load, make your plate smaller, and work on emptying out to receive blessings. You don't always know everything that you need right now. We think we do, that's why we pile so much under our plates, but that's actually not what's important. Maybe some of it, maybe like these 3 aspects of it are important, but the rest of this basket can kind of go, because you're not allowing space to receive. We're not trusting in the law of attraction, that you're not trusting in yourself, that you've done the work, the motivational movement that is needed to attract your manifestation. So we got to move into trust mode, guys. Got to move into trust mode. We got to move into clearing off our plates mode, simplifying our lifestyles, um, getting rid of the stress. Like, we're allowed to have stressors, of course. That's part of our human emotion, but to be consistently stress ridden is a problem. You're not going to. What is open for you? What room do you have to receive when you're holding stress? What room do you have to receive when you're holding anger, resentment, self-doubt? You don't. So what are the things that you need to do to eradicate those things, those emotions, those heavy, low vibing frequencies, to transmute those to become back into attraction mode? I think that, in all honesty, no matter where you are on your journey, that will ring true. What do you need to do to lighten your load energetically? Because if you're not attracting the life that you deserve right now, that's inner work. That's not anyone's fault. Your trauma, that when it happened to you, it's not your fault. However, you do deserve a future, right? So why? Why is your trauma now a life sentence? It is not. We need to transmute that to be able to attract the life we deserve. So what is it that, whether it be trauma healing or whether it be working with your own emotional responses to your daily activities, that's more where I'm at right now, is like, how can I literally mindfully respond to every second of my day, to the point where if I pick this mug up and take care of it and put it in the sink and wash it, I remembered that I did that. It wasn't a mindless activity. Can still smell the minty chamomile in here. I can still have a mindful moment with even just washing this dish. So, and remaining tethered to your actions in that way leaves a lot less time and space for your mind to ruminate and hook you back down into those low vibrational frequencies, in turn attracting more low vibrational frequencies to that output. So, what do you need to do? What do you personally need to do to constantly feel the emotion, learn it, and let it go, all within this moment? How can you practice that? Me, mindfulness, everything mindful. And if something starts to churn within me, heart starts to beat, I'm starting to get anxious, uncomfortable, I go and I take a time to sit alone and kind of figure that out. Now, go to the bathroom if you're at work. Go to a fitting room if you're in shopping. Go to your car. Go to a park. Go to a parking lot. Whatever you need to do, take that 5 minutes. It's either react and regret, or take the time to respond and be fulfilled. It's just 5 minutes. It's probably less. It's just react and regret. That's the notion of the ocean today. We don't have to do anything out of emotional reaction. We really don't. Like, we can take the time to think about it and communicate effectively, and also have the receiver and also the sender be both satisfied. Because there's a lot of times where we demonize our peers because they do one or two things unknowingly that trigger something inside of us that marks them as danger, threat, or bad, wrong, whatever. And I think we do that a little too quickly, in all honesty. Because I've seen dangerous people. I've been a victim of dangerous people. And I think it's our job to heal from that so that we can actually allow the good people the lessons that they deserve to have. Because they deserve the open communication as well. They deserve to know where I'm coming from. Let's say it is a place of trauma, so that they have the time to say, oh, whoa, that is actually not what I meant, and I'm really sorry that it came out that way. Like, let me rephrase. Let me try again. Because good people deserve to be trained as well. Like, we are all training each other. Like, if you take the time to sit with your emotions, learn from it, let it go, and then approach the situation in a place of response from inner water of clarity, inner still waters of clarity, then you can realize, oh wow, that person just never learned that before. Oh, they just needed to know, they needed this to happen so that we can all learn from it. So, react, regret, react, regret. Respond, we gotta find like a rhyme for that one. Respond and get along. Wait, that doesn't go. Did you get my point though? There are people that deserve the harshest of boundaries and the harshest of, get out of my space, for sure. I am not afraid to block, delete, and disconnect from anyone who's committed to misunderstanding me. I'm really articulate, so like if you don't understand me when I try to explain myself, then then we're good. Like, that's okay. If you just keep wanting to, So know that too. Know your limits, know your boundaries, know when it is time to cut that thing out, cut that person out. However, also take the time to sit with yourself and recognize whether or not it's coming from a place of response or react. What else has been coming up recently in the energy world? Slow down. Like, everything. When you get up from a table and push your chair in, like, slow down. Put on your jacket, slow down. Put both arms in the holes, like, mindfully, like, everyone just slow down. I believe that we all seek peace, because peace cultivates things like joy and enthusiasm and, good stuff. So if we're all seeking peace, why are we not acting peaceful? God. We must embody what we are trying to attract. If you want more peace, cultivate more peace. You want more joy, cultivate more joy. You want more calm, mindful relationships and connections, be that way with yourself. Every moment of your day, I want you locked in, not up here. Why? It's like, okay, our brain is like, it just stores like all of the stuff. It just stores all of the things. Your heart is like the Google search bar for everything that's up there. So if you just live up here, what are you doing being a librarian, just running around the empty corridors of the stacked books and file cabinets that is your mind? What are you doing in there? That's the storage system. Come on out of it, get here, start making moves from here, and allowing your brain to attach visuals to the emotions you are feeling and to the experiences you are experiencing. Don't live here. So I saw this recently with a friend of mine. You can feel the energy become stuck and stagnant within oneself when you transfer yourself from heart-centered living to brain-centered living. You can actually feel it or see it even. The energy just jams up right inside the person. Ka-cha, ka-cha. And there's no more flow. There's no more connection between all of the chakras and all of the things and the heart and the mind. There's no more connection. It's like putting your power in your mind actually halts your progress and your ability to flow with the ebbs and flows of the universe. You're no longer a part of the universe anymore. You are this outlier, this stuck, stagnant entity that's no longer flowing with the unconditional love that is the universe. So, like, no more brain stuff, guys. Heart, Google search bar, iCloud, internet, Google. Like, there's a shit ton up here. But if you're just running around the corridors of your mind You're going to get exhausted. You're going to get lonely. You're going to get depressed. You're going to feel unfulfilled. You are going to start picking on yourself. You are going to start, oh, I'm bored. Let me just relook at these files over and over again. No, look at the files when it comes up for time to be looking at the files. When you need to attach the file with an experience. Get out there and have experiences, though. You don't even need to leave your house to have an experience. Mindful moments can become an experience. A whole experience where you're in it. It's just you, what you're doing, the smells, the sounds, everything. And in doing that, you're out of the corridors and you're back in your feeling zone. We need to feel everything. That's the only reason we're here. Like, why not be just souls, right? What's the point? Why are we here? Because when you integrate a soul into a human body, you have the senses, the touch of the skin, the smell, the sense of smell, your sight, your hearing, your taste, all the foods. We would be missing out on all of those experiences. But that's why all experiences, good or bad, have to happen simultaneously. Also, sad and happy exist together when you think about it. Because with every sad, there is a joy. And with every joy, there is a sad. I will get into that deeper another day, but just kind of wanted to give that little energy update on some things. Flow, guys. Heart-centered. All right, well, I think that's all I got for now. We'll do longer ones another time. Have a wonderful day. Get out there and flow, guys. Your potential is limitless.